Tune your car here, man. We're back with another video. We're doing a brake pad replacement on a 2015 Chevy Malibu Ls. Two things about these brake changes that's very different from normal cars. So I'm gonna show you this before you decide to take it off yourself. First, we're gonna do the regular steps. Make sure you start with the one farthest from the brake booster. We already started with the passenger rear, so we're doing the driver rear. This is where I started my video. So the first step, I'm gonna take off these screws here and here. These are 12mm screws. So we're gonna go ahead and get these bolts off. And the reason why they're super easy is because I used the breaker bar to get them ready for myself. So sometimes you do gotta get a wrench to hold this, but in this case, these bad boys are stuck like Chuck, all right? So make sure your handbrake is not on so your wheel can spin freely. I'm gonna show you guys the part where they try to make it so you can't fix it yourself. It's like they try to stop people from replacing their own brakes. Thank you, Chevy, even though I love you. But you made me not love you with this one. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take out these pads, and we're gonna do some checks on them to see if they're shot. He had a squeak, so we're gonna figure this part out. To the side bracket, his rotor was getting rubbed against by this bracket. Basically, the rotor is most likely getting scratched with that padding. And I wanna know, if you don't get a rotor rotation, what will happen? This feels pretty flat. We don't feel any extra groove there. He probably just got to it just in time. Whatever you think in the comments, tell me. So obviously make sure you guys change these brackets out. These brackets were obviously shot. Piece broke off here. Get a little brake cleaner. Don't ask why I'm using a car wash thingy. I just am, because I ran out of microfiber towels. We have our new brackets. And install the new brackets. Make sure it's not touching against the rotor. So I put the lube there, both sides. I did it off camera because it was kind of hard to get in those angles and show it. I've noticed the one with the bracket goes on the back, and the one without the bracket goes in the front. This one goes in the back, and this one goes in the front. This one gets lubed differently. Gets lube points here and here, and then this one just gets a lube point here, right in the middle, because the piston pushes against here in the middle, and the other part of the caliper holds up against here and here. So obviously, to have no friction of squeak of whatever, we make sure that it goes like that, so we know which one goes in the back and in the front. Make sure it goes all the way in first. Push it down, line that top up, and boom. Here. So obviously, you know you're going in the right way because the curve lines up with the rotor. Most of what you guys know as a piston caliper reset tool is this. But this car, you cannot use this. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. Tried to push it back in with this, and nothing happened. You see, this piston has these 2 grooves in it. You're gonna need a caliper reset tool that looks like this. Or obviously you're gonna have the whole kit. The size, I guess, was F. You see they have different sizes, M, G, E, H, C, K, B, D. I think it's in alphabetical order. I just counted in random order. But in this case, for the 2015, it's F. So the way this caliper goes in is it spins the piston and pushes it in at the same time. Whoever manufactured this, you're stupid. I wouldn't say you're stupid, but you tried to make us struggle, brah. Obviously, I cannot do this with one hand. I'm sorry, but you should know how to use this tool. It's the same as the other, just spinning it. And I'll show you guys when the piston is back in. All right. Once you push the piston back in. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this because I was doing the front brakes, and you know the screw that goes in and out of the caliper? This did not have any grease on it. I should have showed you guys me putting more lubricant on it, but it was so dry that I couldn't even push it back, and I couldn't even slide it back and forth inside the caliper. As you can see, I'm gonna install it back in. So lift up the caliper, and you're gonna go ahead and install this back into the hole now with the lubricant, and it goes in way easier. Yeah, and he's gonna be really happy that I did that for him. He might not even know, but the reason how I knew it was seized is because I was going to put the caliper back on, and this was sticking out, and it was blocking this from sliding down. And I was trying to push it in, and I couldn't. It was so hard that I had to force it, and I was like, nope, we're just gonna pull it out and lubricate it. So guys, make sure that little, I don't know what it's called, but make sure that little screw is lubricated, because man, you don't want your caliper not being able to slide back and forth easily. Some people use silicone, but I have the brake lube, and I think that's gonna work really fine because it's the same thing. It's just lubricant grease. So just using what I have, just keep that in mind if you're trying to put your caliper back on and this thing is in the way and if it's hard to put back in, to push back in, to get it out of your way, definitely lube that thing up. So that's for my boy right there. Like I said, I'm always gonna do solid things for you, because I was finna just push it back in and say fuck it and just put the screw on, but I was like, nope, I don't do work like that. I do solid work. I don't do half-ass work, because I don't want nobody saying that, oh, this mechanic sucks, he did this, or another mechanic shows that I didn't lube it properly. Nah, I don't get down like that, because I am the real tune your car. So definitely make sure you do that. All pushed back in nicely. And as you can see, these 2 metal points and the piston will line up with the lubricant. I'm gonna go ahead and slide it on. It's kind of hard to slide on or something feel like it's in your way, make sure these are pushed in, because they tend to stick out and get in your way. Start hand tightening the screws back in. Then you're gonna have a little play we're gonna go inside the car, pump the brake really quick. You're gonna see it's gonna get harder. There we go. Okay. So there's no more play. Go ahead and take off this boot here. We're gonna bleed the line, because when you push the piston back in, it makes air go back into the system. So you're gonna get a pan, put it underneath, get a wrench, loosen this bleeder valve. Oh man, almost killed myself. Loosen that bleeder valve till you see a little bit of leaking of brake fluid. Maybe it might not leak. There you go. Drip, drip. So you're gonna have your little friend. So you're gonna have them push down on the brake. But the thing is, when they push down, say if this is the brake, you're gonna have them push, and then they're gonna stop and don't move, then you're gonna tighten it, and then they can let go of the brake. And remember, when I say stop, you do not move, okay? Okay, push down. Stop. As you guys can see, the fluid was going out fluidly. Oh, the air is going out because it was pouring out really easily. Okay, let go. Just the quick air that was in the system. Now we're gonna make sure everything's tightened. Torque the spec with this here and put a wheel back on, and we're good to go. We're gonna do that for all 4 tires. Thank you for watching another video of Tune Your Own Car. Don't let these shops charge you, or you can just do it yourself, my boy. All right, we're out.